You have 7 hours and 54 minutes of remaining drive time.
Okay, what's up with this? What's up with this? I don't know if this thing is going to allow me to talk. I only need a few minutes. It's just a very short commentary. Very, very short. Look at here. 4th of July holiday, early in the morning. How y'all's doing there in YouTube land? What up? What up? This is your soul brother number 1, the mighty one, Angel Snub 7, and of course, this is the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I just wanted to make a quick comment on this 4th of July. Of course, Caucasian people are going to celebrate, the nation going to celebrate the anniversary of their independence, their forefathers, who, I want to remind you that their forefathers, I don't care what you think about the Revolutionary War, I don't care what you personally think about Caucasian people of America, but what happened was, they died. I'm going to say that again. They died, they sacrificed, they suffered, they fought the natives, they fought wild animals, they fought the weather, they fought against great odds, they fought against their mother country, they fought, they bled, they died to get what they have today. Whether you like it or not, whether you like the method or not, it makes no difference. They sacrificed, they died, they bled, they suffered in order to gain what they have today. You want to run around and beg them for reparations. You want to beg them, oh wow. You want to beg them for reparations to give you basically what they died and bled and suffered and sacrificed for. You want free on a platter and try to get what they have. And you expect these people to respect you. You come to them like a beggar. They fought their mother country. They were not soldiers. They were not soldiers. I'm going to say that again. The Revolutionary War, they were not soldiers. They were not fighters. They basically was nothing but farmers. Many of them, as you know, they were criminals, the prostitutes, the riffraff of England that came over here to this soil. You know that history. I don't have to go into all that. Y'all know that very well, and you teach that. I don't need to add to. What I want to do is add a new twist, to what has already been taught, and new strategy for getting us out of this situation that we were put in by no fault of our own. But I'm asking you, I'm telling you right now, they sacrificed, they died, and so I can say that over and over again. Until you want to do the same, nothing is going to change. All your DVDs, your debates, all your supreme wisdom, all your knowledge, all your research, all your understanding, all that don't mean a damn thing until you're ready to bleed, until you're ready to sacrifice, until you're ready to cause a revolution the same way they done. Nobody, even yourself, respects a beggar. Nobody. But you expect these people, when you come to them and begging them for some land, begging them for reparations, asking them for this. They don't give a damn about you. They took what they have. They took it. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to just take it from you. Just like when you're getting out of your car, having a good time with your family, and somebody come to rob you of your credit cards and your cash money. The robber just took it. And your credit cards and your cash is going to stay with the robber until you find some kind of way to get your stuff back. You always talking about, this is our land. They stole from us. They stole from them. Well, take it back then. Take it back. You expect these people, after they bled and died, sacrificing stuff, you really expect them to give you something back? They're not going to give you a damn thing. What they would do, they'll give you a foot up your ass. That's what they're going to do. So, here we are, 4th of July. And they are celebrating their liberation. And you continue to celebrate your condition of slavery. Basically. Because you're not liberated. You have not bled. The little freedom that the so-called Negro have in America, you did not earn it. I'm going to have to say that again. You did not earn it. The only reason why you and I are not in some damn plantation right now is because of an internal conflict between these people, the North and the South. The only reason why. There's no evidence to show, if it was not for the Civil War and the conflict that happened between these Caucasian people here in this country, there's no evidence to suggest that these slaves would be free at all, period, whatsoever. So since you did not earn your freedom and any justice that you get, anything that you get is dictated upon the people that gave it to you. They gave you your little freedom, your privilege, the little humanity that you have. They gave it to you so they can dictate what that is. Just like you dictate the kind of freedom your dog and your cat and your fish in the aquarium tank, you know, those animals that you made pets out of. It's the same thing. You dictate their freedom as they are not free. So here we are, 4th of July. They are going to shoot off fireworks and get drunk and just have a good time celebrating their freedom. And you're going to help them celebrate their freedom because you don't have any. Now, to coincide with the 4th of July, the Nation of Islam is going to celebrate the coming of their God, Master Farad Muhammad, July 4th, 1930. So they are celebrating the 4th of July because they teach that God come to save them. Now, he came in 1930, and you're still in the same condition, basically, that you was back in 1930. I thought your God was supposed to come save you. This is 2019. Your God came in 1930, and you're still complaining. You're still in the same condition that you was in 1930. Can you explain that to me? This all-powerful, wise, supreme wisdom, understanding God, and you are still in the same condition. But I want to make this quick point in reference to God coming to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad and this 4th of July celebration by Caucasian people. This is the point I want to make very quickly. It is wonderful. It is wonderful to be physically free. It is wonderful to be physically free. No doubt about it. You can go to the liquor store and get drunk. You can go get you some cocaine, smoke you some marijuana, sleep with every loose woman that you can find. Oh, why it's just so great. It's just a wonderful thing to be free. Free to do what? All kinds of nonsense. All kinds of debauchery. All kinds of crap. That's what you want to be free to do. That's all. You just want to be free to act like the child that you are, be the little boy and the little girl. Physically you're grown, but you act like little, but you act like little boys, like little children. That's all you want to be. You just want to be free. Free to run around in the backyard like your dog, when you let your dog out in the backyard. So if you kick your dog out the house and your dog run away, your dog is free. That's true. Liberated from you. But we have a problem. See, the problem is you're physically free, but your mind is still enslaved. See, the Caucasian people, the white people, the racist pink people, they liberated themselves from England, but at the same time, they enslaved their mind. So you let your dog loose, and physically your dog is free, but your dog still has the mind of a pet. Your dog does not have the mind of an animal that lives in the wild that is truly free. And so that dog or that cat or whatever you set free, until it, through generations, through breeding, returns back to a wild state, it's still a domesticated, it's free, but it's still a domesticated animal. And so these Caucasian people, they liberated themselves from England, but they did not liberate themselves from the material greed, that mindset that England had. Get all the gold you can, get all the money. And remember, England also practiced slavery. This was not forgotten. In fact, I'm told that a few slaves actually did come with them over here to the Americas from England. And there were some free dark-skinned people that came over here in the early colonies. So they became liberated and they fought and won their physical freedom, but now they become enslaved to material things. They become enslaved to themselves and their own sick ideas, which affect others, including themselves. Racism, white supremacy, on the outside look like a real great, fantastical thing. You become world ruler, you use this certain group of people to make yourself powerful, but at the same time, you don't realize how sick you become. And your capitalism, your racism, and your sexism, you become very, very sick in the mind. And you embrace your religion, which makes you sick, which enslaves the mind. Religion was never, spirituality was never designed and created to make you truly free. It was designed to enslave your mind, and wherever you find so-called spirituality, wherever you find religion, you will find people who are under the domination of these who are materialistic, these who are enslaved to material things, the non-living, the dead, that make a rock more valuable than a human being, that make paper they call money more valuable than human beings. So you have your liberty and you have your freedom, but you're still a slave. You're a slave to in another way. And your way of life and your enslavement cause you to have a mentality that's actually self-destructive. So now here you are, because you're pursuing material things, because you don't give a damn about other human beings, You're poisoning the air. You're poisoning the water. You're making hundreds and hundreds of animals go extinct in your pursuit of greed. And so you have the Nation of Islam. This God came to us in the person of Master Farah Muhammad. Wonderful. But they did not become free. They are sitting right here in America just as a slave as any other Negro in this country. Slave to a religion. Slave to a religion that has made most of them, their minds become insane. That's why our brother Malcolm X Shabazz is dead, because of that enslaved mind, because of that sick mindset. Makes you don't think clear. And you do crazy, insane things. So the only thing, you did not free yourself. You just went from one slave master, which was the pink Caucasian people, and you went to an Arab slave master. That's all the Nation of Islam has done and doing. Just exchanging slave master. You're not becoming truly free. But the 4th of July is supposed to be the celebration of freedom. But you're not truly free unless you free both the physical body and the mind. It makes no sense to free the body, but the mind is still enslaved. What sense does that make? It doesn't make any sense. So many of you may think that the white man is free, but he's not. He's just a slave as you and me, just in a different way. He's just a slave that runs the big plantation, that's all. But he's a slave. Because if he wasn't a slave, he would not treat the other human beings on this planet the way they do. But they are enslaved in a different kind of manner. Yeah, you find joy and it's happiness because you're the top slave. But in the grand scheme of things, because of your sick mentality, you are actually destroying the environment that causes you to live this earth, digging up every diamond, trying to drain every little inch of oil that you can find, the burning of these fossil fuels, poisoning your air and your water. So what's free about that? What's liberated about that? This is the only place that you know, this planet Earth. That's all that you know. They are trying to go to Mars. They are trying to go to the moon. They're trying to go other places. But this is all that you know. And you're stupid enough to destroy the only home that you have. And stupid enough to cause yourself to go extinct. So what's liberated about that? What's revolutionary about self-destruction? I want you to explain this to me. So on this 4th of July, while they're celebrating, really it's false. It's not real. Because you're a slave. You're a slave to things. You're a slave to, you have a sickness, this empowerment that you want to have over others. So are you really liberated? No. You're just a slave, the top slave on a big plantation that you created. That's all. Is the Nation of Islam free? No. They are enslaved by this sick mentality that religion gives us. You want to do the same thing that these other people have done, except you want to be the top slave master. Nobody is representing liberation. Nobody is representing true freedom, because liberation and revolution should represent the true freedom, liberation of both the physical body and the mind. But what we have here is physical. You may not have physical bondage, but you have enslavement of the mind. So we see the Nation of Islam, whose God came July 4th, 1930, and they are just as a slave as anybody else on this planet. And if they ever were allowed or ever came into power, they would be no better than the races that we have today, because they have the same type of mindset, same type of mentality. Success is based on material things. The kind of pretty houses you build, the kind of money you get. Success has no other higher spiritual premise, as they would say. It's the same stuff. So the 4th of July really is a representation, and it's a losing proposition. It's all slavery. None of these people, Caucasian or black, Chinese or whatever, all over this earth, has been turned into a big slave plantation. There is no freedom. There is no justice. There's nothing all over this planet. Nobody is liberated. Because as long as we value non-living things over human life, non-living things over the life of an ant, of a deer, those things which are living and we are living, but we put things that are dead, that which is not living, over that which is living, the non-living over the living, then we might as well, this is just a slave planet. The so-called primitive people, or the so-called, or these people that you call the ancient people, upon study of them, if you notice, they gave much honor to this planet. And their whole mindset was to take care of the only home that they know. And when they became self-destructive, many of these ancient people paid the price when they became self-destructive, tearing down all the trees. See, we think that civilization is a good thing. But when you domesticate your own food, you have to tear down a whole lot of the forest, a whole lot of the trees, a whole lot of the vegetation. And some of these ancient people paid a high price, because these trees, many of them, are the reason why they hold the topsoil, and they have a function. And you're destroying their purpose. And so next thing you know, the topsoil is gone, and now you're suffering a drought, and you're suffering famine. And many of these ancient people, you may never even know, because of things like this. And now because of technology, because we're pumping poisons into the air and toxins into the air every day. Which, mind you, I'm going to say this, and we are going to be already 5,000. We only hurt ourselves as human beings. You're not going to hurt the earth. Because after we are extinct, dead and gone, the earth going to quickly heal itself like it has done over and over and over again, and go back to what it was doing. The only difference is we won't be here. And maybe that's a good thing, because we have become nothing but parasites and leeches. And every dog would try to get a tick or a flea off his body. And this body, slowly but surely, if we continue on the path that we're going as human beings, regardless of your damn race, because all of us are doing something to add to this injury, directly or indirectly. If you drive a car, you're putting poisons in the air. Smoking a cigarette, you're putting poisons in the air. This behavior is only going to end as our own destruction. You don't have to worry about World War III. Because simply by poisoning the air and the water, all these cancers that we're getting. We've never been full of cancer like we've been in 2019. Cancer everywhere, all kinds of ailments. And you think it's just happening? No, it's because of this lifestyle, because of these poisons, because of this detrimental way of life that the human being. But as long as I got money, I can have cancer, but as long as I got money in my pocket, I can be sick every damn day, but I got some money. That's all you care about. Money, sex, and drugs. Oh, how sick we are. 4th of July. The celebration of slaves. That's what it is. You ain't liberated yourself from a dang thing. On that note, let me get out of here. I'll catch y'all on the flip. Angels number 7, already 5,000. And maybe later, if I get a chance, I want to redo that commentary I did yesterday. Or was it the day before yesterday? I forget. Maybe we might do that later on today's according to how I feel and what's going on this 4th of July. I can't play my music like I wanted to because I'm not going to keep risking them blocking my commentary, have to do it all over again. Copyright infringement. So, on that note, you do enjoy your 4th of July holiday. Massa gave us a day off, so take advantage of it. Go visit some family, barbecue. Because for many of us, we're going right back to the damn slave plantation on Friday. Y'all take it easy. We out.